very important to stay hydrated. You know what's also very important is life insurance. So today I want to take something very complex and very misconstrued at times, and also there's different opinions on the different types, and I want to break down the different types of life insurance and make it very simple so that you can hopefully pick the best type for you and your situation. So there's many types of life insurance that accomplish different things, but when it all boils down to it, there's just two main types of life insurance. The first type of life insurance is just like renting an apartment. And I'm sure you guys all agree with me that most apartment rentals, after you're done, there's no equity. You might get a security deposit back, but you can't really sell it or leverage it for anything. That's going to be like the first type. So in the first type, the coverage amount always stays the same. And every year, just like if we rent, every year when the lease is up, what does the landlord want to do? They want to renew it and increase the price. It's going to be the same with the first type of life insurance. So every year they're going to want more and more money. So we can lock it in for budgeting purposes. We can lock it in for 10 years. We can lock it in for 15 years. We can lock it in for 20. We actually can lock it in our lease or our life insurance all the way for 30 years. And then once the lease is up or the period's up, we'd have to renew it at whatever age and health we're at in the future. So this is the first type of life insurance. And this type of life insurance tends to be a lot less in the future, or a lot less right now. But in the future, we have an unknown rate when you reapply for it. This is fantastic, and I always recommend this type for people who are on a tight budget. This tends to be a tenth or a fifth of the cost of what other options might be. Second reason is if you don't know if you're going to keep it for more than 10 years. The general rule of thumb is if you don't know if you're going to keep it for more than 10 years, it definitely makes sense to just rent it right now. You might be able to change your mind later. And the third reason you look at this coverage is if you're not sure. You might agree that you need some sort of life insurance or some sort of coverage in place. You don't know how long you're going to keep it, don't know what kind is right, and you're just kind of looking for an immediate solution. Well, this is a great place to start. The second type is just like owning a home, and this one builds equity. Now, this one, typically, the price is going to be locked in forever. And typically, now different companies vary with different products, but typically, when you buy a house, what do you expect to happen of the value of a house over years as you own it? You expect it to generally trend up, right? Same with this. If we own the coverage, generally speaking, usually the coverage amount goes up, price stays the same. Doesn't matter in 20, 30, 40 years, however long you have it, the price is going to be locked in and hopefully the coverage is going up. We never have to worry about renewing this type. There's also an equity portion in it. Now there's many different contracts with many different companies, but typically with most contracts, after about 15 years, you typically can take out about as much money as you put in to the coverage. Then after that, after about 20, 30 years down the road, usually can take out about 2 to 3 times, sometimes more, than the cash you actually put in if you decide you don't want it anymore, or if you want to take the money out and use it for yourself in a later route. The second type of coverage is typically recommended for people on stable budgets. This type of coverage is typically about 5 to 10 times more in price than the first type. Right now, but the price is locked in forever, so you pay more now but might save later on down the road. The second reason you might have the second type of coverage is if you know you're going to keep it for more than 10 years. This might be a good option for you. And the third reason is we have to be sure. If you change your mind on the second type in 6 months to 2 years, and you decide you don't want it anymore, well, you just paid way too much for life insurance or coverage. So these are the two main types. Now there are more types, but to sum it up, these are the two main categories. And with a lot of different companies, if we start here, we're able to change it to here at any time or during the duration of your lease or your term that you have the insurance. A lot of times you can switch it, but also consult with your agent and the company that you get the insurance with. Leave comments down below, schedule a time to talk with me or my firm or an insurance professional to figure out which plan works best for you.